This is a question that has been on my mind for a long time. Why do flat earthers ignore science? As it turns out, there's a lot of evidence that can be used to disprove their claims. So why do they still believe that the earth is flat? In this episode, we will explore some of the reasons why flat earthers may choose to ignore scientific evidence. We'll also look at some of the more popular flat earth claims and see how they stack up against scientific scrutiny. One reason why flat earthers may ignore science is that they have a poor understanding of it. This is not meant to be condescending or insulting, but it is important to remember that not everyone has a strong background in science. Some people may not have taken many science classes in school, while others may have had a bad experience with science and therefore avoid it. Whatever the reason, it is important to remember that just because someone does not understand science does not mean that they are stupid. It just means that they need more help in understanding it. Another reason why flat earthers may ignore science is that they are relying on anecdotal evidence rather than scientific evidence. Anecdotal evidence is based on personal experience and can be very persuasive. However, it is not as reliable as scientific evidence, which is based on the scientific method and has been tested and verified by other scientists. A third reason is that they are suffering from confirmation bias. This is a cognitive bias that causes people to seek out and favor information that confirms their existing beliefs. For example, if someone believes that the earth is flat, they may only pay attention to information that supports this belief and ignore information that contradicts it. This can lead to a situation where people become trapped in an echo chamber of their own beliefs, making it difficult for them to consider alternative viewpoints. A fourth reason is that flat earthers may be motivated by a desire to be part of a community. This is known as social proof, and it is a powerful motivator. People want to be part of a group and they want to feel like they belong. This is especially true for people who feel isolated or alienated. Finally, another reason why flat earthers may ignore science is that they simply do not trust scientists. There have been high-profile cases of scientists being caught falsifying data, as well as instances of scientists being involved in major scandals. This has led to a general distrust of scientists, which may contribute to people ignoring scientific evidence. Now let us move on to looking at some of the most common flat earth claims and how they stack up against scientific scrutiny. One of the most common flat earth claims is that if the earth were round, wouldn't we fall off the edge? This is obviously not true. If the earth were round, we would not fall off the edge because gravity would keep us on the surface. Gravity pulls objects towards the center of the earth. So even if you were at the South Pole, you would not fall off the earth. You would be pulled back towards the center. Another common flat earth claim is that water can't bend, so it couldn't form a dome over the globe. This is also not true. Water is a liquid and liquids can take on different shapes. In fact, water can form some pretty impressive shapes. Just think of all the amazing ice sculptures that have been created from water. Next, we have the claim that if the earth were round, shouldn't we be able to see the curvature of the earth? This one is a little more difficult to answer, because it depends on what you mean by seeing the curvature of the earth. If you're talking about being able to see the horizon, then the answer is yes. On a clear day, you should be able to see for miles and miles. This is because the atmosphere refracts light, which allows you to see things that are farther away than you should be able to. However, if you're talking about being able to see the actual curvature of the earth, then the answer is no. This is because the curvature of the earth is so gradual that it is very difficult to see. You would need to be hundreds of miles above the earth to be able to see the curvature of it. The next claim is that if the earth were round, shouldn't everything be falling off to one side? This is also not true. Again, it is gravity that keeps us on the surface of the earth. And because the earth is a sphere, gravity pulls everything towards the center. Finally, we have the claim that if the earth were round, shouldn't ships and planes fall off the edge? This one is a little bit tricky, because it is possible to imagine scenarios where ships and planes could fall off the edge of the earth. However, this is not what actually happens. Ships and planes fly and sail around the earth without falling off the edge, because the earth is curved. If the earth were flat, then ships and planes would eventually hit a wall and fall off the edge. But that's not what happens. As you can see, each of these flat earth claims can be easily disproven using science. So why do flat earthers continue to believe in them? Well, as we discussed earlier, there are a number of reasons why people may choose to ignore scientific evidence. But ultimately, it is up to each individual to decide how much weight to give scientific evidence. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.